Today's episode of the Restoration Today podcast is brought to you by Encircle. Encircle is an all-in-one field documentation platform that puts critical field data at your fingertips and in high-quality reports, streamlining your operations from first call to completion certificate, so you can grow your revenue, increase profitability, and get paid sooner. Encircle recently introduced a new feature called Hydro to make restorative drying simple. Find out more at getencircle.com. Hey, I'm here with Kris Rzesnoski. We are at the Experience in Vegas. It's been a big show for Encircle. You guys had a big debut on the first day. Larry even gave you some stage time about a product that doesn't happen very often. So, all right, tell us a little bit about Hydro for people who haven't been here and haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, so Encircle's releasing Hydro, which is basically the first program that's actually designed to dry a building for the restorers and then simplify restorative drying. The goal of it is to just make it easy for technicians so that you can actually go in, dry a building. When the technical data is being collected, it points out where all the problems are, and it's just to make it really easy, because drying's got so complicated lately. Like, over time, it's become complicated. And then we have a high turnover, and you get all these people in. It's so hard to make it easy for the technician. And then what we found is if you empower a technician for being able to get their information done, they feel like they're successful, they feel like they're winning, they usually end up staying with you. And so, yeah, it's just about building a right program to run your business.
So if people want a demo or they want to see the video that kind of unveils it a little bit, where do they go? Yeah,
go to encircleapp.com and you'll find links to Hydro, and then you'll be able to register. So we have what would you call it? Get in early. If you want to be one of the first people to get in on the program, you can get in for an early registration and get early access to it before everyone else, and you'll be able to start testing it and putting it into your business. Yeah.
So when do you think it's going to officially roll out? Like, you announced it here. When maybe is it going to hopefully be ready?
Yeah. So we announced it and we did the unveiling here, and then in the next 6 to 8 weeks, it's going to be available by November.
Okay.
And then in November, anyone that signed up for the early pre-release, you'll get the first copy of it, and then when we get the rest of our potential customers on, then they'll just roll out as we can manage the influx.
Okay, so what else is going on in Encircle? I feel like you guys are always innovating and joining with other people and trying to make it easier to use technology across the board for restorers. So what else is going on?
So at the show, we did a big announcement, and then there'll be a big announcement coming in the fall here. Encircle's paired up with a bunch of our program vendors that we work with. So companies like PSA and Accelerate and iRestore, Matterport, Phoenix, Chuck DeWalt Z3. All these companies have agreed that there shouldn't be technological borders or barriers preventing companies from being able to grow their business. So restorers, if you want to buy a tool from one company and you like something else from another company, you shouldn't have any barriers to artificially prevent you from doing it. So as a group of collective tech companies and hardware companies, we're basically knocking down the barriers. We're going to do some co-opetition. We'll work with our competitors. Co-opetition.
Did you just make that up?
No, I heard it from Paul, our CEO. It's co-opetition.
Right.
What we're doing is we're basically going to work cooperative with our competitors and may the best product win, but it shouldn't be artificially protected.
Yeah.
So
I'm seeing a little bit more of that collaboration. Like, there's a booth in here more on the forensic side of things where they have multiple vendors in the same booth and showing how products complement each other instead of competing, like helping create a suite of things that restorers can use. And I think that there's a little bit more of that, which is kind of good to see. It makes things easier.
So you say suite, but it really, when you look at it, it's an ecosystem of software, and that's overused. Oh, we build an ecosystem, but the reality is, for the restorer, everything that happens in the field, from hardware to readings to equipment, that all has to come to a centralized place, and it may be Encircle, it may be a different company, whoever you use, but you shouldn't have those barriers to say, well, you can only use blue, or you can only use red, or you can only use a FLIR, or only use a Delhorst. That will kill a company's productivity. And at the end of the day, all the companies that have agreed to work with us in this vision have said that the first and foremost priority is our customer, making it good for them, because they're out trying to restore people's lives after disasters hits, and then we'll worry about who wins the competition with our customer base, but it shouldn't be artificially protected.
Okay. All right. So you launched something new recently with CNR that had been kind of in the works for a little bit. So tell me about this.
Yeah. So we did. We launched Roving Restore, which was an awesome. It was an awesome adventure to get there. So we met 4.5 years ago at a conference, and we sat around and had a beer and well, she didn't have a beer, and we were talking about how to grow
I had wine,
the industry.
Probably.
Yeah, you
so
definitely
I definitely drank.
You definitely drank.
Just not beer.
Good ideas form around the table. And so what we end up coming with is I had been on 3 large jobs in different cities, told Michelle, and then she's like, oh my God, like most restorers will never see those types of jobs because they were all $5 million or bigger. And we formed the Roving Reporter, and then it became the Roving Restore. Mm-hmm. And then when we launched it, it's now taken on a different purpose. My purpose is to give back to the industry, and so it's let's meet good technical information with a little bit of color, and then let's put in that so we can help the restorers and the adjusters understand what's happening and why something happens, and then hopefully they can refer to that in an argument, or for clarification you can just fire out that video and say, hey, here's the explanation why, and it helps everyone try to make it a little easier, but coming from a place of knowledge and experience and a neutral position. So
first video was on stabilization, which is a big topic in the industry right now. I know there are a lot more videos in the bucket. So Kris has a website. You can find stuff on YouTube. You can find stuff on CNR. You can find stuff in our e-newsletter. We're trying to get it out as much as possible. They're quick videos, really good tips. Impressive open. I think you've gotten a lot of comments on the open. The open's really impressive. Somebody said they broke out the popcorn, so bravo to you on the video.
You gotta like when the opener gets more comments than the content.
I mean, no. It was really good.
It was the difference between restorative drying and stabilization, which most adjusters will argue, and so that's just one part of building out a knowledge base for people to be able to pull on, and hopefully it helps somebody in a battle that I had to argue years ago, and someone will have to argue tomorrow. So
perfect. Love it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kris.
Thank you, Michelle.
Anything else?
No, I'm good.
For more Restoration Today, visit our website, cnrmagazine.com, or find us wherever you get your favorite podcasts.